What's going on, guys? It's the first full video from Sri Lanka today. We're just leaving our hotel and going for a bit of a walk because the room's not ready. And as soon as we were out of the room, monkeys! And if you know me, you know that monkeys are by far my favorite animal. They're just so cheeky. Right on cue, this guy just jumped on my head. So cheeky.
So we wouldn't miss it. Don't close your
I ditched the gimbal at home and we kind of have headed out to try to photograph a sunset, but it's really cloudy. There's some definition in the cloud. It's not overcast, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah, not going to be a whole lot of light. There's not a whole lot of like really obvious photos in Kandy. It's beautiful, it's fun, but there's not that obvious shot. We scouted out this spot just here, which we might come back to maybe for sunrise tomorrow, and we scouted out a a hotel that's just on the edge of town that looks like it might make a really good photo even in light kind of like this. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head that way and try to make a photo.
Wouldn't miss it. Don't close your eyes. Undecided in all the trouble. Say goodbye, well you know I'd fight.
Okay, so this is the hotel. It's Queen's Hotel. Yeah, you can see it. It's very colonial architecture, if you will. And the cool part about this spot, for a photo anyway, is that the traffic's blocked off here because of the temple. So you can basically set up camera gear right in the middle of the street and get the motion of the vehicles coming around the corner. And yeah, there's a lot to play with. You can use like a half-second shutter speed and get the cars kind of half blurred, or you can wait until later in the evening when the cars are all lit up and get like 30-second exposures with headlights and taillights and stuff. So I think there's quite a bit to work with here. I'm probably not going to move at all from the spot I'm standing exactly in right now, and I think I should be able to get at least 1 or 2 photos.
Don't close your eyes.
A really loud chant going on in the background, so I'm sorry about that for audio reasons. I'm also an idiot because I forgot my filter holders and filter system at the hotel. So luckily Keats has an extra one for me. But the truth is I probably could have gotten by without it here. I'm playing games right now, essentially waiting for the light. And I'm just trying to get the perfect shutter speed. And I think that a lot of times people think that you need to do it right the first time. But the reality is it's a lot of trial and error. So right now, for example, I've got the shutter speed at 1/3 of a second. And if I fire this, these tuk-tuks, which are beautiful, are gonna be totally blurry. They're just gonna look like blobs. So you kind of have to play with that shutter speed to find out how quick you want to go, how slow you want to go, and the type of mood you want.
All said and done, catch your breath somehow. No, we're not the only ones watching now. Don't close your eyes. Onto something new. We'll say impossible isn't far away.
Okay, so I moved on to some panning. The light's about right for it. I'm gonna walk you through panning really quick, but essentially what you're doing is you're trying to drag your camera, pan your camera at the same speed as whatever you're trying to time. So if it's this bus, you're moving your camera at the exact same speed as the bus. And if you do that, the bus will be sharp, and then the background and everything else will be blurry, and it gives that motion, that motion to the image. It shows that what you're trying to photograph is moving. The shutter speed's gonna be different because it's gonna depend on what you're photographing. So tuk-tuks like this are moving quite slow. So I'm going at about 1/5 of a second. That seems to be working quite well. If you were doing motorsports or fast-moving cars, it might be like 1/100th or 1/250th or even 1/500th. The other important thing to know is you gotta kind of pre-focus. So I'm focused where I think the vehicles are gonna come through, and yeah, then just kind of spraying and praying. You just hold down the shutter as you pan and hope one of those images comes out.
Stumbled around my words that day. Anybody out there listening? Won't close my eyes. Gotta feel it all slip away. Talk through the night. Won't you find my way through? Don't close your eyes.
So I'm trying to make this video kind of about 3 different types of long exposure photography stood in one spot. I still haven't moved the tripod, and it's almost time for the 3rd version, which is going to be light trails. Lots of vehicles are starting to put their lights on. The motorcycles have. Sure, the cars will start as well pretty soon. And then it's just a matter of getting a long enough exposure to get motion. As long as the shutter's open, you're going to get lights from whatever lights are showing. So if you think about a car like that, you kind of got to figure out how long it's going to need to get all the way through your frame. And whatever that time is, that should be your shutter speed. So if these tuk-tuks with their lights on take 30 seconds to get from that part of my frame to that part of my frame, then I need a 30-second exposure, and hopefully I should get nice light trails all the way out through my image. And that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully we don't get rained on, because it looks like the rain is about to come down on us. The rain just started. I think I probably got that photo off. So managed to do 3 different styles of long exposure photography without moving the tripod, which is always fun. We're just gonna hide under this shelter, pack up the gear, and I'm calling this an episode. So it's been fun, day 1, or the full day 1 in Sri Lanka, and I'm guessing day 2 will be fun too. So I guess I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.